This interview ended his life. It's Congressman, I believe, McDonald. This is his last interview, and I don't know who the dork is on the left.
Instrumentality. What you say about it?
Oh, you know.
That's the silliest statement I ever heard. He never made anything like that.
Well, let me suggest that you read the May-June issue of the Partisan Review of 1947, Tom, and you can read it for yourself. It's called...
There was a conspiracy. A conspiracy.
Oh, he didn't use communism. Oh, he didn't use the word conspiracy. He said the objective was to let me finish. I'll tell you. He said that the objective, the secret policy, which we can't tell the American public because they're not sophisticated enough to see the value, is that through a steady result...
This is a fantastic interview. I love how smart this guy was. He died in a plane crash very shortly after this interview. The linchpin word he said is, they said, oh, we can't tell the American public because they're not sophisticated enough. Now, here's the rank and file, Legacy of a Radical.
It was the biggest campaign
in Vancouver. This is a very good found documentary about Vancouver.
A very large
so look at how gorgeous
and the objective
Vancouver was. Look at how gorgeous everything was back in the early 80s.
Into a housing development.
Now,
and I think that is the
this guy who actually,
I don't want to
in a
oversimplify
sense,
it because there's a fellow that does that already.
I'm just dealing with characters here.
I just want to lay out the
Harry
parameters
Rankin
for you.
Should have been the mayor of Vancouver before it got sold out. Fuck off, thing. Excuse me.
And you know when you say government,
but you know why they didn't allow this guy to be the mayor? They wanted a sophisticated city, so the whole world has become
that you want.
Sophisticated is what they wanted. This is what the internationals want. Now, isn't that interesting how they didn't think the Americans were sophisticated enough, right? Then they pushed us into sophistication. If you look up the definition of sophistication, it actually comes from the word like poisoning a drink. You're adding some shit to the drink. So it's sophisticated or adulterated, you might say. So if they actually reach the goal of sophisticating all of us from our homey, folksy, hometown, old-fashioned ways, which is so bad, maybe, now what? Well, now what? What's the strategy now? Because they were able to justify secrecy because we weren't sophisticated enough. Then they made us sophisticated by placing their type of economic politicians in and internationalizing and making glass cities. So now that we're sophisticated, now what? Interesting.